Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordant and we are back for some more Baldur's Gate 2. In the last episode we were clearing the Umar Hills area.
Execute order.
We did
66.
a couple of quests over here. We found Mr. Valigar Cortala. And we are now going to deal with this gentleman here, which is related to the Skinner murder quest. Well, not he. We had a puzzle from a letter we found when we first dealt with the Skinner, which told us there was someone here in the Umar Hills that could be signaled by the purchase of a book called The History of the Zentarim. At least, I think that's the name. And it's this fella right here. So, Mr. Fail. So let's see what he has to say.
Have a look at my wares.
Hello there. What can I do for you this fine day? Have you need of a trinket or two, or do you need directions? What do you have to offer? Let's just have a look and see if anything strikes your fancy. So he has a couple of stuff, doesn't really matter. But here we are, we have the history of the Zentarim. And this is also related, by the way, let me just show this first. This is related, I think I can do it like this. Okay, yeah. So, to this letter. I am bid to write this by those we serve. So, you who carry out the work, I am your humble servant. When at last you need the final ingredient for the grand project, I shall be the one that brings it to you. So, seek me out in the hills of Umar, and signal your identity with the purchase of the book, The History of the Zentarim. This will identify you, for I do not know your name, nor should I. The need for security is paramount, so you must also utter my secret name, constructed from the name of your immediate master. There will be no mistake with this method. So here, we have a bit of a word puzzle. I'm not really going to be doing it here because it's not really easy to show off the puzzle itself. But you guys can do this by yourselves. So it's pretty much the same. It's saying our names are the same in their scale and their cut. And by the way, your immediate master, when we first dealt with the tenor, the guy's name was Regiek. So that was a tenor. And then, when we went into the cave of the tenor shop, we found his immediate master, which is something that's easily missed when trying to do this quest. And this immediate master was a mage by the name of Velin Dan. So Vellin Dahn. And then what he says is something like, the last of his begins just as the first of mine. So for instance, Velin Dan, his last name begins just as the first of mine. So Dan, it means that D is going to be the first letter of this guy's first name. The second of my first is the second of his first, though regressed a full 4 steps. So what this means is the second letter of his first name is the second letter of his first of Velindan's first name, though regressed a full 4 steps. So in this case it would be Velen, the second letter would be E, A, B, C, D, E. So regressed 4 steps to be A. And you do the same thing, the puzzle for the rest of this. So the third of my first is 4 more than the last of his first. The entire last of my first is the last of his first, except the first one of these is the first of my last. The first of his last is mine plus 1. The next of my last is the last of his first plus 1. And the last of my last are third and second coming in first for him. So, you guys can have fun with this puzzle. It's definitely not easy the first time you do it. Especially if you missed the name of the immediate master, Velindan. So in this case, when we speak to the guy, we signal that we are here on behalf of Regiek, or we are posing as Regiek. And when you purchase the book, it tells you, you have made an interesting selection. You know, I used to peddle books in Athkatla under another name. Perhaps you were a customer. Call me by the name I used before, and perhaps I will have a discount for you. So, just from the tiny puzzle bit I did, we knew that the first name started with a D and an A. So it could either be Darwin Eol, Darcin Cole, Darwin Daln, or Darlin Cole. Okay, all the rest of them would be eliminated. The original name, so the immediate master, was the one I was talking about, was Velindan. So in this case, if you guys complete the puzzle, you would get Darcin Cole. Indeed it was. As I said in the letter, I am sorry for these simple games. Merely a ruse to throw off the foolish guards of Atkatla. I trust you have the armor almost complete. I know not what armor is talking about. No, yes I do. It is not quite done yet though. Of course, I will add the final touches, but I do need the most important ingredient first. Your workmanship is unparalleled, but it needs something special. The skins were exquisite. The skins were exquisite, but now there must be blood. You know what I mean. Bring me the blood of a dragon. A silver dragon. Certainly. Any idea where I might find one? None whatsoever. You are the artist, you find one. Okay. So now the guy stays here.
Well, you look
We can
like
speak to him
someone
again.
with 2 gold pieces to rub
But he
together.
will just tell us, I have told you what I need. Your leather skin armor will remain unfinished until I have the blood of a silver dragon and the armor itself. Get the blood, then we will talk. So at this point, I'm not going to be continuing the main quest of the Umar Hills, which is to go into Temple Ruins. I'm actually gonna go back into Athkatla because I forgot something when we first came here. So we're going into the Bridge District. Because if you guys noticed, he was talking something about the leather armor. But we did not pick up any leather armor.
Leave me be.
Refresh this.
Do it.
This is actually because I forgot to do it. So we're gonna go back into the tanner's shop. And we are going to find...
To see a like-minded friend
Oh.
to be.
Sansuki. Help! You've got to help, please! I can barely see him. But this guy is a thief. Just asking for help. What? What's the matter? Oh no, they're here! They've caught me! Who's caught you, dude? Whoa! Vampires. Pretty cattle. You cannot run. Ah, you have found some helpers to aid in your chase. I wonder if your saviors will prove as useful as you hope. Ah, I know of this one. Palpatine, I believe. You are spared our wrath because you are of choices to come. Leave this place and leave this creature to us. You are allied to neither of us yet. I will not allow this killing. That I am uninvolved does not make it right. We are in no mood to be patient. If you must cower with cattle, you will die with the cattle. Yeah, so we have 3 vampires here trying to kill this shadow thief. And we're kind of ill-prepared because vampires drain levels. That's kind of annoying. So let's Berserk Korgan to make him immune to that. Herdelis, I want you to use a mirror image to try and improve the chances you will not be level drained. And over here I'm just gonna give a defensive harmony to overall boost our defenses. I don't want Edwin to get hit. Let me see, I'm gonna put an improved haste on Erdelis. And I'm also gonna put an improved haste on Korgan. Jan, you can just leave. Go over there. Let's see if we don't get murdered. Okay, so Korgan, do your stuff. Vaconia, you can run away. I don't like that these guys are so close to Vaconia and Edwin. This can be annoying. Okay. Okay, so they immediately level drained. Jesus Christ. Okay, so you go tank those. Edwin is already level drained as well. Porgan as well. Chop him up. Oh, you guys don't wanna go for Herr Lisa, I see. They prefer Edwin. Cool. Not cool.
Shaw guides my hand.
What is it now?
A waste of my time.
Edwin keeps getting drained. Okay, I think we're fine. I thank you for saving me. I thought I was dead for certain. Good to see that you are willing to risk your neck for a fellow ally of the Shadow Thief Guild. Looks like you were well worth the risk. Again, I thank you. Okay. So it's more worth doing this because the vampires do give a fair bit of experience. Let me just check. So 8,500, 8,500. Yeah, so 8,500 experience for each vampire. It's a fair bit of experience. We did get drained, which is kind of annoying, but it's manageable. And I will deal with that very soon. But first, let's come over here.
So be it.
I will tolerate only so much.
Oh yeah, so you can also trigger this interaction from Edwin when you come over here. Ah yes, the Tender's workshop. What a wonderful display these entrails make. I wonder what the exact nature of his work is. This should be interesting. Yeah, so what we actually forgot last time we were here, I was checking for stuff, and this is what can sometimes deceive you when you're just pressing tab to highlight interactables. The thing is, this bed over here is also interactable. It just doesn't show up when you press tab. There is a revolting stench coming from beneath the bed. It smells of decay. You could search beneath the bed if you wish to. Let's. Beneath the bed you find a mass of pale skin sewn into the shape of a tunic. Wonderful. And here we have... I'm guessing this is kind of a reference to Silence of the Lambs and Buffalo Bill. But it says, this suit of leather armor is light and supple and a pleasure to wear. So it's a skin made out of... it's an armor piece made out of human skin. So, quite nice. It can only be used by evil aligned people. Okay, so let's actually identify it. It's called the human flesh. This is a tunic made from the badly sewn together human flesh that you took from the tanner's house in the Bridge District. If completed, it may make serviceable armor, albeit only the most evil of humans could wear such a vile item. It says humans, but it's not restricted to humans. Any race can wear it. Okay, so for now it's pretty unremarkable. It's just an AC7 leather armor. But if completed, which we are going to do later on, it can prove to be quite a useful piece of armor. So this is done. Let's go back up. And also, before I forget, let's equip Vaconia here with... I could have used Death Ward actually. No, not Death Ward. This one. Yeah, because negative plane protection protects you against drain energy, which is what I wanted. Oh well, regardless. We're gonna take Lesser Restoration to restore Herdelis and Edwin.
Do it.
We cannot rest here, I don't think. Yeah. So, in this case, we will be going
It's treason, then.
into the City Gates area. Because there is also a merchant that I want to rob in the gate area. But I think he only spawns after a time or only at night. That one I don't fully understand, to be honest. but we are going to check it out just now. So, city gates,
Patience.
and he spawns right here. So since he's not here, let's actually have a rest.
I feel your anger.
I got some cheap beer for ya.
How's my new friend there? Smile and stay a day or two. You got a coin, you'll always be welcome. Not the fanciest lodging, but I'll lay a blanket in the stables for you if you need. It's more comfortable than it sounds. That will be fine if I stay. Let me see what else you've got first. So we're gonna rest. We're gonna have Vaconia cast Lesser Restoration on Herdelis. Now you can see that there's a door over here. We will not be going there just yet. That door contains a quite powerful opponent. But it is something we will definitely do later on. Edwin also leveled up. So, she's so cute. Ooh. Okay, so we've now have access to level 7 spells, which is wonderful. Let's put our spells the way we want them. So 4 level 7 spells thanks to Edwin's amulet. And now what do we want? These are just summons, control undead, power word stun. Let me just refresh my mind on what this does. When a power word stun spell is uttered, any creature of the mage's choice within visual range is stunned for duration depending on its current hit points. So, they get stunned for 4d4, 2d4, 1d4, and if they are above 90 hit points, they are unaffected. Note that if a creature is weakened so that its hit points are below its usual maximum, the current number of hit points is used. Okay, so it's not the maximum hit point amount, it's the current one. So, this can actually be somewhat useful versus mages. It's something I never really use, to be honest. I never use power words, so I'm actually gonna give them a try. And we are going to be taking Ruby Ray of Reversal, Jesus, because this is our most powerful counter magic spell that we can get, especially at this level. And what this does is, when this spell is cast, it dispels one spell protection, only one, of any level affecting the target creature. The spells affected by Ruby Ray of Reversal are Entropy Shield, Globe of Invulnerability, Magic Resistance, Minor Globe, Minor Spell Deflection, Minor Spell Turning, Saloon's Blessing, Shield of the Archon, Spell Deflection, Spell Immunity, Spell Shield, Spell Trap. This is the most important one, because otherwise, except for Spell Trap, any of these could have been removed by Secret Word. Because Spell Trap is a protective magic that's of level 9, I believe, and Secret Word only dispels up to level 8 protections. This will always remove the highest level spell protection affecting the target. If more than one same level protection is active on the target simultaneously, one of them will be randomly chosen and dispelled. So, if the target is magic resistant, it does not matter. It will always go off. Okay. So we will be taking 2 of these. And I'm thinking a spell sequencer for Edwin as well. Other than that, everything is slotted.
Yes, Bill.
Now, my lady here. Let's go back to what I wanted. I'm actually gonna put 1 protection and 1 negative plane protection. Because Korgan can be immune to level drain by his berserking ability, but I also want to give it to Herdelis if possible. if we fight vampires or the such.
So be it.
I gotta stop dipping into me own ale.
Okay, so let's rest a bit. As always, I forgot my stone skins. Let's see if the merchant's outside.
Have a look at my wares.
It is.
I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
Get away, you! I won't pay! You'll pay, you will, or you just get a face full of fists. That's pretty clear, isn't it? Bully all you want, but I don't have time for it. Leave. Leave me be. I ain't letting you go anywhere. You pay up or I starts to smashing. You'll do nothing of the sort. Leave that merchant be. Huh? Who are you? Get lost. This don't matter to you none. I said that it does. Leave that merchant alone or I shall be forced to harm you. What? You don't need to go threatening me. I wasn't gonna hurt him. I was just threatening. The guards won't care. They'll still lock you up. These people here might even kill you for it. What? No, I didn't mean... I'm leaving. I don't want no trouble. Get lost, you gullywart. Okay, so we've managed to protect the merchant. And now, something that's very important here. You only get one chance to purchase stuff or steal stuff from this merchant. Because as soon as you interact with him once for purchasing, he will leave.
You sound like gold.
So one of the things we're gonna want to do here is, as usual, we are gonna buff up our thieving abilities. Jan is over his weight limit, but that's fine. Gonna drink once, twice, 3 times a lady.
I have been told a little about this ball of yours, but I am
Man, Vaconia,
among the drow we are taught nothing of other gods, and little enough about our own gods, beyond Lolth.
she loves to flirt when I'm doing something. Let me just read this again because I got distracted. I have been told a little about this ball of yours, but I'm familiar with him. Among the drow we are taught nothing of other gods, and little enough about our own gods beyond Lolth. Okay. Well, I wouldn't call ball mine exactly. I understand what you mean by this. Many of those who dwell upon the surface seem to live without giving much thought about the gods. It is very different in the Underdark. Lolth involves herself everywhere. Like a glutton, she reserves all worship for herself and outlaws the other drow gods. There are other drow gods? Yes. Gods like Gaunadar and Vairaun hold some power, but Lolth is the strongest by far and forbids even their mention. Why did you not turn to one of them instead of Shar? Nightsinger is mistress of darkness and loss. I was born of darkness, and I have lost much. My faith, my home. Shar has returned much. I am grateful to her. You speak as if you miss the Underdark. It is difficult to describe. The Underdark is a place of great evil and danger, but it also of beauty and wonder. Would you like me to tell you of it? Certainly. Deep Drow is inelegant when discussing beauty, but has 70 words for cruel. Jesus. Few of my sisters prize the sights of our dark world, but I ache for them each night. The undersea of Laratrak, for example, defies words. To sail across takes 2 days Luan to Linoin, east to west. 3 days Trezen to Werneth, north to south. Massive stalactites overhead shimmer from the bloodless pallor of Lycan, and as you sail, a bleak dead world flows beneath, the playground of blind fish and fallen deities. I remember also the crystal spires of Ustlat, a pinnacle of architecture. Living crystal pruned and gardened with gems and a master jeweler's case, it spoke of defiance. But these images pale before memories of the Spider Queen and the worship I began so young. Beauty is difficult to find in the blood that I let flow in her name. I'm wondering which one I should pick. That sounds terrible. And I was but a child when I began. I was taken from my mother, brought to the temple, and attended to by the priestesses who adorned me with the black robes. They took me to the Orlangin, the sacrificial altar, where a surfacer screamed in agony, and for the pleasure of Lolth I was given a spider dagger to end his life. This human was but a Kolgobus to me, but it felt wrong. He was bare and chained, helpless. His tears ran freely as he begged for mercy in his unfamiliar tongue. But the matron mothers were there to judge. Obedience was required. Hesitation was death. It must be done, and in a matter that would please Lolth. Cold, clean, and final. He screamed as the blade entered and spat blood when I punctured his lungs. To the delight of the matron mothers, I pulled his heart out still beating. Jesus Christ. I can see why such ugliness might color your memories of the Underdark. I sacrificed many, drow and surfacer both. The ichor flowed freely to fill Lulth's insatiable rage. The caverns are red in my mind, their beauty a bloodied and callous joke. It is a drow way, but that is beyond me now. Let us continue our travels, Palpatine. Okay, so Miss Viconia here. Okay, she's fine. She's almost about to level up, by the way. Oh, no, she's not. Never mind. Never mind.
What? Is there a grip
Okay,
in the back?
Jan. How are you, man? Pickpockets at 200. Drink another one. Now, do I have a potion of perception? I do. Okay, and this should actually be enough to reach the cap. Oh, it's at nighttime.
Don't yell.
Okay.
I can hear
So
you.
we are at 260.
Execute order
Jon
66.
Jansen.
And now, like I said, since once you interact with him, you lose any chance to purchase anything else or steal. I'm gonna clear my inventory for a maximum thievery. So drop everything on the ground. Can I actually also pickpocket him?
I've nicked a bit from our friend here.
Okay, he only has one item, just 2 gold, okay.
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
I knew that fool was all bluster and no mustard, but thanks for your help all the same. Here, maybe I can offer you something cheaper than my normal fees. I don't do this for just anyone, mind you. Okay, and now we can make use of this and steal a lot of stuff. Actually, let me. I should have started by something more useful than this. I was dumb. Because once I fill up the inventory, it's over. Okay, so let's start stealing some scrolls here. Let's uncheck this. Okay, so I want spell deflection. Let's take all of this. Ooh, 2 breaches, nice. Protection from fire. Minor spell deflection. Find familiar, I don't need anymore. Okay, so now here, anything I want? No. From this stuff, it's all pretty normal. I could take armor pieces to sell, and maybe I will if I have the space. For now, let's just steal some ammunition, because it's always useful. Bolts +1 for Mr. Jan. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna go after the money now. This is actually worth a fair bit. Let's take these. I am gonna take some restoration scrolls because you never know when you're gonna want them. Okay, and now we're gonna go for the money. So the most expensive item here is the plate mail. Steal that. Large shield is also worth a fair bit. Bastard sword. Heavy cross. Oh. Okay. Well, I can't sell this, obviously. So yeah, well, that does it. There is no more chance to steal anything. Still, we've got a fair bit out of this, so I think we're fine. And notice that as soon as you end the transaction, he just goes away. Okay, so let's organize some of our stuff here. Give these to him. So a bit of inventory management here. Apologies. I will deal with learning this stuff soon. Okay. And now I think Mr. Jan can just do this. Okay. Now Edwin is properly equipped. I am going to have another rest just so he can be buffed up properly.
Now?
Readier than a red cheek maiden.
Go over there.
You need it shall be done.
Or I
with
should actually
skill
maybe
and
make
care.
use of the buff I have on Jan to try and steal as much as I can.
I got
From
some
other
secret
merchants.
here for ya.
You don't sell anything, so let me just see.
I've nicked a bit from our friend here.
Yes, I have. 1 gold. Woohoo! Okay.
You
I
sound
will
like
tolerate only so much.
Okay.
It's treason.
So let's make use of this buff if I can. And also remember that there's the lich there. I said nothing. That there's that there is a powerful enemy inside. I still don't know what it is.
My friend.
You heard nothing. Okay, let's go to Joaquin's Promenade. Not entirely sure if there's anything I still need to steal from this area. But let's check out maybe the weaponsmith. Because there are some people here which I haven't actually interacted with yet. Kotaris. Myrtlen.
What? At once, your worship.
Is this the way you talk to everyone, or is it just the poor people?
You! Have you ever been cheated here? I bet you have. No one would dare to cheat on me, fool! Now out of my sight before I demonstrate what I do to those who cross me. Edwin, chill. Or should I say, Edwina?
Here.
1 gold. Jesus. What is this?
I'd wager the turnip market's
Okay, he has
making a
nothing.
My
killing
time is
today.
quick, so be brief, commoner.
Ah, good business to you, my lord. My name is Quataris. Might you be interested in some artwork? A painting to add style to your abode? I don't think so. Nothing here really suits my taste. Dude. Well, I am afraid that I am only a purveyor of fine works of art. If you are not a customer of refinement and wealth, then you have no interest in being here, I am sure. Good business to you. Man, I thought I was gonna talk to the weapon merchant. Well, let's go back to the Adventurer's Mart. Let's see if we have something new.
Trust you are here in good faith.
Oh. Who's talking to me? Someone over here, maybe? Beware the streets at night, my children. There are strange things taking from the coffers of your lives. Best invest in the day to be certain of many returns. What the hell? Your pamphlet prophecies. Are you trying to warn people of what? Of the darkness that threatens the trade of day, as the takers of coin face blood letters foul. Walk not the streets beyond the last call of day. What the hell? Sounds more like dogma than a coherent warning. Speak plain your concerns. I speak the words of the Spirit, in the form that I must. If it does not prove plain enough, the listener must examine their faith. That said, I don't suppose there is much harm in stating plainly that walking the streets at night are a danger. This seems quite like common sense to me. Is there more to it than the obvious? It would seem to be a war between dark and darker. One that I am hesitant to say who should win. I know little more than this. What the hell? I am not of much help, but if a single person quickens their step because of my word of warning, then I have done well. Safe travels, friend. Ah, okay, it was a prophet. Was it? No, it was this Prince of Talos. Never mind. He was just hanging around. Harold, what say you?
Is this important?
Please leave me be. It is not bad enough that we are strangers to this town. Now my wife is gone as well. Okay. Okay, let's pickpocket stuff. Don't you even think about trying to steal?
For a turnip.
Mm-hmm.
I've nicked a bit from our friend here. I've nicked a bit from our friend here.
Okay, he just has a necklace. I think I've stolen from Ribald before. Yeah. Let's see these people here.
I've nicked a bit from our friend here.
He had some gold.
I've nicked a bit from our friend.
Man, it's fun having a thief, I must say.
I've nicked a bit from our friend here.
I don't usually speak to the likes of you, but hello.
Okay, she still has some stuff, but it's mostly irrelevant. I mean, I guess I can take some stuff to learn. And what I don't learn, I can just sell. Actually, you can just learn this stuff. Okay.
Is it important, peasant?
Oops. Peasant, you bitch. Now, sometimes there are also some useful scrolls that I may want to have, even as just a scroll. Just checking if that's the case here. I guess vocalize. I may want it. And also... I'm thinking about dispel magic. Not sure if I need it, but... let's just take it. Deirdre?
Everything is good, customer. A pearl to you.
Greetings, adventurer. I am Deirdre. I am a member of the Aurora's Magic Emporium and have access to a considerable collection of magical treasures. Would you be interested? Sure. Now, this lady does have some stuff that I'm thinking about purchasing. She has Dakon's Earth Blade, and for those of you who actually played Planescape Torment, I must say that I have played it, but I think I gave up on it near the end. Too much dialogue. I was kind of getting a bit bored. I gotta give it another shot soon, to be honest. But this is one of the swords you can pick up in that game. This sword was the weapon of choice of the famous Gitzerai Dakon. Dakon was killed by a powerful entity while working for the creatures known as the Nameless One. This one here gives us an armor class +1 and allows us to memorize one extra first, second, third and fourth wizard spell. So it's a cool weapon to have. I don't think we'll be taking it just yet, but we might later on. The Sensate Amulet, not really that relevant to us. Now, Bard stuff. What do we have? Pandemonium 3 times per day. Enemies must reverse a spell or be tossed away from the Bard as well as confused for 3 rounds. Okay, this is not that bad. Harmonium Halberd. Strength +1, but you lose intelligence and wisdom. The Veiler's Helm. This is something that we're probably going to pick up later on. What this does is protection against critical hits. Nothing special. Armor class +1. Cool. But also Simulacrum once per day. So you can copy one of your party members once per day for 16 rounds. That can be very cool. The Plate of Baldur, it's got very nice armor class, very nice defenses. Not really sure I'm gonna spend 40k on it. We have the Mercy Killer Ring, which can be useful if you have a thief in your party that isn't really a thief. So someone like Nalia, I believe she has like 7 levels in thief, so she's not even kept on on most of her stuff. And even so, this is more for stealth purposes and setting traps than anything else really. I'm gonna leave this one for last. We also have the Sword of Baldur. This gives us magic resistance and lore, but it's just a +2 longsword. And the Shield of Baldur, which is a very nice shield. This shield was worn by the hero of Baldur. It is part of a set of weapons and armor that was stolen from the museum in the city of Baldur's Gate. Now what this does is, it gives you an armor class of +4, a strength penalty of 1, and, most importantly, it reflects beholder rays. So one of the things you can do in the base game, when you start dealing with beholders, and you will know that beholders are very, very annoying and very, very dangerous, you can just put the shield on one of your party members and have him just cleave through all of the beholders. Because this reflects the beholder rays, so they will be unable to touch you. You are pretty much immune to beholders. One of the mods that we have with SCS, one of the, how should I call it? Not fixes, tunes, changes, I guess. One of the changes we made with our installation with SCS is that the beholders can actually strip the shield from your hands. So you can no longer rely on having the Shield of Baldur to deal with the beholders. So it's not going to be that useful for us. It can still be useful, just not as useful. So the coolest stuff here, honestly, is the Dakon's Earth Blade, the Valor's Helm, and finally, the Robe of Vecna. This is the one I think we're gonna purchase right now. This robe doesn't even have close to the power that the 2 famous artifacts, the Hand and Eye of Vecna, possess. Still, from simply being worn by the powerful Lich, the robe absorbed enough magical energies to become a potent magic item. Now what does this do? It sets the armor class of the wearer to 5, so very similar to a robe of the evil Archmagi, for example. It gives you a 10% bonus to magic resistance, but much more importantly, it improves casting speed by 4. So an insane amount. This allows you to cast off spells much, much quicker. So, sadly, well, not sadly, thankfully, we cannot steal from this guy, because if you were able to steal from him, you would get all of this stuff at the start of the game. It would just be way too powerful. So instead, what I'm gonna do is actually speak this lady again. Let me see if she has a scroll of... Okay. So I was talking about scrolls that we might want to have. This is one of those. So I want 1 scroll of friends, because Palpatine is currently at 21 charisma. And we are going to make this experiment just now.
This reminds me of
I cannot steal from him, can I?
way back.
Okay, I think he still has the same items. He might have some cool stuff here, actually. So, a warhammer, a sling, some spears, staffs. Is there anything I want to take from here? Notice that I cannot steal from him. So I'm just checking if there's any item that I want to purchase. Armor of the Deep Night. It's a cool item for a thief. Ah, I think I do want one of these shields. So this one is just an amazing shield. Well, it does justice to the name. So the Fortress Shield +3, an armor class of +4, and an additional +7 versus missile attacks. Okay, so a very nice shield to have. And also we have the reflection shield. And this one we might want to give to Vaconia. What this does is it gives the wielder an armor class bonus of +2. It gives no protection against missile attacks, but we don't need it because it reflects missiles back at their user. So the person to wear this would be Vaconia because nobody else is using shields. I could, however, give the Fortress Shield to Corgan if I needed extra AC for some particular reason. We have the Victor, don't really care. Bracers of Defense AC3 is actually a very nice boost to armor class. So I will also consider taking this. And then we have a bunch of nice stuff here actually. God damn, there's more things to purchase than I thought. The Ring of Air Control, which is also very nice. The Rod of Resurrection. AC4. Hill Giant Strength. I think I'm gonna purchase and give it to Herdelis. Damn. Okay, so what do I want from here? I want Girdle of Hill Giant Strength, Bracers of Defense AC4, Ring of Air Control, Rod of Resurrection, Bracers of AC3, Reflection Shield. I will probably not take Fortress Shield, I'll have to check. And that's about it. But yeah, okay. So I'm gonna leave that for the next episode because I've gone past the time I had intended because I get lost looking at the items. So yeah, I'm gonna do a save here. And we'll continue in the next episode. Purchase some new and awesome items for our party. There's also a vendor in the Copper Cornet that I might also want to check out. Not sure if I want anything from him just yet, but still. So yeah, as always guys, I want to thank you all for being here on the channel, watching some Baldur's Gate with me. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you have any thoughts, any questions, leave a comment. If you want to get notified about future videos coming to the channel, feel free to subscribe. And I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe everyone.